Sorry, Hannah. I don't think that's quite my cup of tea. Ha! Funny because it's coffee. Ah! Oh my gosh, what the heck? Are we okay? No. No, the joke is no one is okay. That's the joke. Oh, what do we got? That's actually a fair amount of successful auctions. Cool beans. I can wait a little bit before doing those again. That's fine. So it's the first day of CES. Maybe I should actually write that in the title. Or not. No, maybe I should. There. That maybe is fine. I don't know. I'm curious if that will actually adjust it or not. I'm going through some uh details about CES, Consumer Electronics Symposium. I don't know actually. What's the last letter? It doesn't hardly matter. It's a large tech convention that's going on in Las Vegas right now, and it's a whole week thing, and it'll be a great big old deal. Very fun. It was more fun in the past. Nowadays, people more are like, everything's gonna be too expensive. It's gonna be big sad, and they're probably right, but we can dream a little bit. So this is a little video from Gamers Nexus, who's going into some of the details about the 50 series cards as they were announced. There have not actually been any reviews, of course, because nobody has these cards in their hands except for Nvidia and the board partners that are building their own third-party variants. But, you know, we like to speculate. Ooh boy. Right, I should probably get in there. No. Apparently they're... Oh, well, that was fast. Oh my goodness. Come on, buff. Shadowfang. Alright, sure. Oopsie. Well, that's awkward. Had to focus for a little bit there. Oh, wow. I got into big focus mode for a bit there. We're not dealing any damage. Why does nobody have mana? My god, this is the hardest thing ever. These guys don't have any freaking health. Oh my god. Well, he's right. It is taking a long ass time. That was some of the worst DPS I've seen since the beginning of the expansion. Wonder if I could port player. No. That's not a reportable offense apparently. Well, back to this video, I guess, then. Jeez, I got into hard focus mode because I wasn't sure.
80, priced at $1,000, a 5070 Ti at $750, and an RTX 5070 at $550. We don't have the full specs for these right now, so we'll have to reserve most of the judgment until we know what they actually are, especially because NVIDIA historically has kind of shuffled the stack a little bit where it's not always 100% clear generationally if the name might mean the same thing or not. So we'll look at that as we get into the reviews. But NVIDIA claims that its RTX 5070 notably has, quote, 4090 performance at $549, which is definitely something worth inspecting. Now, they also stated in that same sort of sentence that this is, quote, impossible without AI, and also stated it is, quote, impossible without GDDR7, which NVIDIA is moving to for the newly announced video cards in this lineup. There's a lot more too, so let's get into the news. Before that, this video is brought to you by Thermal Grizzly's Aeronaut and Hydronaut thermal pastes. Aeronaut is Thermal Grizzly's entry-level thermal solution, marketed as resistant to curing and for long-term. Description below. NVIDIA.
Yeah, the claims that Nvidia has for these cards actually freaking wild. Except that not only are their probably numbers fudged a bit because of they're always fudged, they also are using AI to get those numbers. It's not actual performance. They're AI upscaling a lot of the performance, which doesn't actually bode well because it has absolutely no there's no way to actually measure how good the cards are because it's all randomized. It's all fabricated through an AI process. So it's like what the heck is this generation even about? I don't even understand. Oh, whatever.
Spent a lot of time talking about AI. The GPUs are the biggest thing we cover, the hardware, so we'll start there. And we'll also get into some of the pricing discussion a little more towards the end of this because that's obviously something that everyone's thinking about. All right, so NVIDIA announced its Blackwell GPUs that'll arrive to the consumer market in January. The GPU, presumably the full Blackwell die that was detailed, was noted as a 92 billion transistor solution as compared to the RTX 4090's approximate 76 billion transistors. Notably, the card CEO Jensen Huang showed off at the event appeared to be a 2-slot card, which he noted has 2 fans. This is a stark contrast to the huge prototype NVIDIA cooler that we just tore down. I have that right here. It's coming to the channel soon. And this is actually really relevant. I was kind of shocked at this because this was totally separate content piece we're working on. You'll see this very soon. It's actually kind of an amazing cooler. Insane assembly. Anyway, this is a separate video. The point is, I think they took some learnings from this, even though it is massive, and applied it to what they were showing off on stage today. And we'll kind of come back to that board. So the 2-slot card that Jensen Huang showed off is a big swing from the 3-slot and 4-slot coolers we've become used to, which have been necessary for thermal and for power management. NVIDIA also posted some hard specs to its website. We can start with the power, which is listed as 575 watts total graphics power for the 5090. It's an interesting thing to leave out of the keynote. We have a whole separate video on total high power and how the whole spec has just been a complete dumpster fire. Dive, check it out if you haven't seen it. It's an hour on a cable specification, and people really liked it. Interesting times we live in. But our concern here is we think that's just too close to the limits already for, I mean, it's a difference of the 4090s typically run at about 450 watts without some kind of overclock. And with an overclock at like 600, you get a hit 660. It really depends on how it's configured. And how you count transients. But 575 concerns us a bit. We'll keep an eye on it, obviously. We're wondering also if they maybe did some of this redesign of the cooler to try and direct some of that airflow over the cable specifically to help deal with that extra heat. So anyway, that was one of the more concerning points we saw. The RTX 5090 Blackwell GPU is listed as having 21,760 CUDA cores, memory at 32 gigabytes of GDDR7, clocks at 2.41 gigahertz boost and 2.01 gigahertz base, a large 512-bit memory interface width, and NVIDIA has iterated its Tensor Core generation to 5 and its RT Core generation to 4 for Blackwell, though we don't yet have architectural details on the consumer side as to what specifically that means. We expect those.
Big card 5090 probably doesn't matter whatsoever as far as what an actual consumer wants, especially from what I can tell, from what I've actually been seeing. The actual cards that consumers are going to be seeing are super cut down dies, so that their actual performance is going to be probably fine, but as far as value, NVIDIA is just raking it in. At least that's what it's looking like. A little scary. No, it's not scary. This is the way it's been for a while now. So it's kind of like normal, par for the course. Why should we be surprised with businesses doing this sort of thing anymore? I'm in a doomer mood. Scary. Oh, heck. I wasn't paying attention. All right.
Details pretty soon. The FE card is listed as 304 millimeters by 137 millimeters for dimensions, and then that is the 2-slot card. Jumping over to the prior RTX 4090 for reference. The 4090 has 16,384 CUDA cores, so that's notably different from the 21,760 of the 5090. But cores can't be compared linearly, especially cross-generation, so the real-world impact will be more difficult to track, and we'll just have to test it. The 4090 also ran 24 gigabytes of GDDR6X rather than the 32 gigabytes of GDDR7 on the 5090. The 4090's clocks are higher as advertised on NVIDIA's webpage at 2.52 gigahertz boost and 2.23 base. Of course, this changes based on the partner, but clocks, like core count, is not everything. Zooming out to look at memory capacity, we see the 5090 at 32 gigabytes, the 5080 at 16, the 5070 Ti at 16, and the 5070 at 12 gigabytes.
This is a thing that's worth looking at, provided I can also pay attention to this fight. $5090, $5080, $5070 Ti, $5070. Assume the $5070 is a $5060 in performance. It's no $5070 Ti is just a $5070. And even the 5080 is a little on the torn down side of things. Well, let's see. AI tops. 5090 has... Gee. That's almost double. No, is that 18? Yeah, almost double what the 5080 has. Oh, what does this say? Hold on. Two times 6th gen. So 5080 is required for streaming. If I want to be able to use it the way I like. One of the things that you can do with streaming is recording and streaming at the same time, so you can get two versions of what you're actually dealing with. 5080 is a requirement, so 5070 Ti, 5070 are off the table. For an encode. Oh, sorry, I'm reading this wrong. The decoder, it has two decoders on the 5080 and two encoders on the 5080 and the 5070 Ti. So technically, you could do it with the 5070 Ti. Oh, for streaming, anyways. Okay. Wait. 5080 and 5070 Ti both have 16 gigs of VRAM? Oh my goodness. It's finally happened. Normal amounts of VRAM in cards. 5070 even has 12 gigs.
For perspective, the 4070 is also 12 gigabytes.
I have a 1080 Ti with 11 gigs, and I've been sitting on this since 2018 because literally that is... VRAM became so important. Everybody left the group. Ugh, I can't pay attention. I'm paying attention to too many things. It's hard to do this. I've got coffee here that I'm not even having. It's really sad. Oh gosh, he's respawned. It's crazy that a tank leaves because the DPS isn't high enough. I'm like, not even just succeeding, it's just not even, it isn't even high enough. That's pretty insane. Um, where is this guy? Okay.
The 4070 Ti is 12 gigabytes, the 4070 Ti Super is 16 gigabytes, and the 4080 is 16 gigabytes. Going to a fuller look at the specs, the 5080 is listed at 10,752 CUDA cores, which is slightly more than the 4080's 9,728, and not the same huge change we see with the 4090 to the 5090. The 5070 Ti lists 8,960 against 7,680 on the 4070 Ti, and the 5070 lists 6,144, up from 5,888 on the 4070 configuration. Now again, these aren't directly comparable, they are cross-generation, but it helps us to understand what NVIDIA thinks in terms of its product positioning in the stack, and it helps us get an idea for, are they shifting it again and moving some things down and some things up. Interesting here to see too, the gap between the
Oh. Okay.
90 and 5090 being seemingly, at least on paper, one of the larger, if not the largest gaps out of this entire family so far, where we kind of saw that with the 4090 versus 4080, where the difference between them was abnormal compared to years prior, generations past, where you just wouldn't get gains that big from the flagship to the next step down. It was not always like that. That was kind of a pretty new thing with the 40 series. As for the rest, the full specs page shows a 2.62 gigahertz max boost on the 5080, 2.45 gigahertz on the 5070 Ti, 2.51 on the 5070. And we already said the 5090 has a larger memory bus. As for the others, the 5080 and 5070 Ti both run a 256-bit bus, with the 5070 at 192 bits. Other than the 575 watts of the 5090, NVIDIA lists the other cards at 360 watts, 300 watts, and 250 watts for total board power. Broadly speaking, NVIDIA's power consumption appears to be increasing. On the very least, this is timed well with our efficiency testing, so it is possible for power consumption to go up, but efficiency to also improve. It depends on the output. That's part of the equation for efficiency, so we're definitely going to be continuing to run those tests. Next one. So we, of course, will have our own benchmarks to go through soon, and so will all the other reviewers. We'd always encourage you to check out a review from a third party. Whether or not it's us doesn't matter, but just someone who's a third party to get numbers you can trust. But it still helps to reference first-party claims to get an idea for where they are setting the expectations. So let's look at some of those. NVIDIA's webpage has a relative performance chart that's pretty hard to actually read, but we could try to get an idea. NVIDIA claims the 5090 outperforms the 4090 by over 2x in some situations, such as Cyberpunk and Black Myth, among others. In these tests, they list DLSS plus full RT as the settings. The footnote, that's nearly the same color as the page background, says that the 40 series used frame generation in this testing, but the 50 series used MFG 4X mode. This makes the comparison not like for like. We consider this approach flawed, but we'll look at their other claims for full perspective. Switching to the 5080, NVIDIA shows its performance as outperforming the 4080 by, again, sometimes 2x. This is tough to filter, though, with the differing settings tested. The 5070 Ti shows much the same sort of visualization against the 4070 Ti, and then the 5070 against the 4070, again, showing about the same trend. Of all of these tests, the Plague Tale comparison is maybe the most fair, since NVIDIA notes that it only has DLSS 3. As for what DLSS 4 actually is, we have not had enough time to really thoroughly read through this, but we have some pieces where NVIDIA launched a new blog post to introduce its multi-frame generation, or MFG. The post reads this, quote, DLSS
I keep missing it.
generates up to 3 additional frames per traditionally rendered frame, working in unison with the complete suite of DLSS technologies to multiply frame rates by up to 8x over traditional, they call it brute force rendering. The page continues to say, quote, our new frame generation AI model is 40% faster, uses 30% less VRAM, and only needs to run once per rendered frame to generate multiple frames. For example, in Warhammer 40k Darktide, this model provided a 10% faster frame rate while using 400 megabytes less memory at 4K max settings using DLSS frame generation, end quote. Now this section of the article is also interesting. It indicates that you'll be able to override the DLSS model used in games that don't
My
get
timing sucks right now.
which is already possible to be done manually by some users who replace DLL files. But this new approach looks like it'll be more user-friendly. NVIDIA stated that its Blackwell GPUs will have 2x the memory bandwidth of Ada at 1.8 terabytes per second for the cited spec. This will likely change depending on which model you look at, but we need the full specs for everything. It claims 2x the RT teraflops and 1.5 times the Ada shader performance.
Hey, it's
the PCB
Kelbnar.
showcased was a relatively small square, like a further cut-down version of the 4090 FE PCB if you were to chop the wings off. It appears to be sandwiched between two full flow-through fans. And that, again, is where we think they're getting the learnings from this prototype cooler that we're not supposed to have, because this is a full flow-through. So there's no PCB in the way, which is why it's so thick, because they shove it in at the bottom. And that actually enables the performance that it gets. And so they're moving to full flow-through, sort of, except with that square PCB right in the middle. The design of their explosion diagram illustrates the PCB centrally with densely populated components on both sides of the board. The cooler also utilizes a vapor chamber cooling solution with what appears to be 5 heat pipes, assuming the render's accurate. The GPU directly contacts the vapor chamber, as you'd expect, with the flow-through area handling the flanking heat sinks. So on the cooling side for the Founders Edition board from NVIDIA, this is a massive change. In the 20 series, they had a solid wall that they blew the air into, as has sort of been the main approach to cooling, and those coolers were not particularly, they weren't really good. The 900 and the 10 series, the reference designs that NVIDIA did were awful compared to the partners. And then in the 30 series, they started to get kind of scary competitive for partners, and then 40 continued that, and this is actually a further continuation of that. This one I have in front of me, so very curious to see how this goes, because it's interesting where if the partners can adapt to this and introduce it, and it's actually effective, then great. We get skinnier video cards again. It's going to come down to cost of manufacturing, of course, but also it does mean that the partners face competition from their supplier, which has always been a concern as companies like NVIDIA push further into their own reference and FE models now. This last section we're not going to spend much time on, but they talked about AI on GeForce a bit and noted some new solutions for gaming specifically. Again, all related to the best buzzword ever invented for shareholders. So they talked about RTX neural material and showed an example of reducing the material size from 47 megabytes to 16 megabytes with the solution. And then they also had some DLSS showcases in a quick slide. NVIDIA's keynote was lengthy, as it typically is. It covered a lot of topics outside of our direct area of focus. That's industry and everything else that we don't really cover. For now, we're just focusing on getting these basics out to you for the video cards, and then we'll revisit all the other stuff as we get more depth from the company and architectural information and just the ability to test the products. As for release dates, NVIDIA cited January in its keynote, but its website lists January 30th specifically for the 5090 and 5080, and it says 5070 Ti and 5070 cards will arrive in February. So overall, that covers most of the announcement. This day has been crazy. It started with a bunch of keynotes for other stuff. We went through AMD's and then through NVIDIA's, and we're flying soon to do some other stuff. I don't know when we can talk about it, but it's related to all this other activity. So for now, we're focused on getting you the news. We'll have a lot of thoughts.
Why are they stunning me? What?
The one quick thing I want to throw out there is that at the time I'm filming this, and this may change
Oh man, that was a lot of stuff, and I probably should have just chilled out for a moment there. I finally got the Flamebreaker achievement, so that is done. Now that that's done, oh, I forgot to do that thing. It means nothing, except for that I have a title in a game that I don't hardly care about, except for how to make gold, or, freaking playing retail. Let's get rock though quick. other than that, I'm. This is just a rough time to be playing, I guess. Wait a minute. What? Doesn't give me a way to complete the quest. That's interesting.
By the time we get it up, I doubt it. AMD has not yet really said anything about its GPUs except to the press. So it announced GPUs to the press, that's us, and that'd be the 9070 and the 9070 XT. It did not really talk about them in its own keynote presentation to its own customers. And so it looks to us like waiting to see what NVIDIA was going to do. And AMD had some responses to media and Q&A. That's what it looks like to us. Like that's all I can really say about
Weird.
that. So won't be surprised if AMD jumps back in pretty soon, like in the next couple days, and says a little bit more about RDNA GPUs coming up. But either way, it looks like NVIDIA is the one here that is planting a flag in the ground and saying this is the way we're going to do it. We're going to generate everything into AI, and that's going to make testing very complicated and very interesting if they really push that feature set. So we're looking forward to the challenge of verifying.
Yeah. Scary times. Everything looks like no one will be able to be reliable anymore when it comes to actually how they freaking test any of these cards. It's just not going to be easy to do it anymore. It's kind of wild because when it comes to AI, I don't think it's ever consistent. It's always going to be whatever it thinks at the time that it needs to be doing to create frames. It's not something that you can actually use to test. It's just, oh, well, if you turn it on, you have this amount of better performance or with this amount of artifacting. But if you turn it off, we can actually see the performance of the card and how much it's actually improved year over year. It's weird that, no, it's not weird. This is totally what they would do for investors, but no one knows anything about these cards until reviewers have them in hands. Oh, frustrating.
And validating the claims that these manufacturers are making, and we'll have all that to you soon as we get the parts in for review. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. It was a hard day for media coverage here, but we really enjoy this stuff, and we appreciate you tuning in. This is the type of stuff I love doing because it's just complete chaos, and that's fun. So the chaos of launches is what makes things interesting. You can subscribe for more because there's going to be more this week, and then otherwise we've got testing content coming up with this thing on the table. You can go to store.gamersaccess.net to grab one of these shirts from our Disappointment Tour series, and we'll see you all next time.
He cut so fast. I can't hardly read the comments. Oh my god, make it stop. Yeah, the 5070 will not be 90. Is this a repeated comment? Copy. Huh. I was thinking that maybe this was a repeated comment because of the profile picture. Looking for bots. Oh, interesting. Copy. Paste. Huh. Last time outperformed the previous top card was all the way back in the 9080 Ti versus the 1070. Board partners, of course, didn't like it because it meant that they had a lot of 9080 Ti's to sell still. Wow. Incredible. Let's switch over to... Sure, SteamOS.
Lately. I like this one. 20.
Wow, gross.
There's so many rumors swirling around Valve lately. A new Steam controller in mass production, Steam Link on Raspberry Pi 5, new branding guidelines suggesting powered by SteamOS consoles. Is that for handhelds like this one from Lenovo? Or is it for the return of Steam Machine game consoles? Either way, it really looks like Valve is ramping up to make a serious challenge to Microsoft's desktop dominance. And I sure hope they do. Some of you probably remember that Valve's SteamOS started as a response to the threat of Microsoft creating a walled garden with Windows 8. A threat that not only hasn't gone away, but might be even greater than ever with the consolidation of the Xbox and Windows stores. There's only one small problem. As good as SteamOS is, delivering a console-like gaming experience for thousands of PC games, even ones that were only ever intended to run on Windows, Valve still hasn't made a version that's designed for me to put on my custom PC. Or have they? As it turns out, Valve has been working away in the background, preparing SteamOS for its promised official wide release. So I think now is as good a time as any to see what the experience is like if you download SteamOS and throw it on your PC. It's also a good time to learn about our sponsor, Amazon Luna. Whether you're on the go or on the couch, you're covered by the Amazon Luna cloud gaming service. Use our link in the description to start streaming games directly to your phone, TV, and more.
Oh my goodness. That didn't hit me, but you know, it's fine.
Before you type that comment, yes, I know I don't need to wait for SteamOS to be a Linux gamer. But in spite of what your friendly neighborhood neckbeard may claim, most Linux distros still involve a lot of manual faffing about to get things working. And
True
if
that.
gaming is tricky for me, your little cousin Joey Mainstream is going to be screwed. That is why we need SteamOS. Projects like Hollow ISO, Chimera, Dazite, and the other one that you're furiously typing in the comments right now are glimpses at a beautiful, penguin-powered future that could be. But the fact of the matter is that barring some kind of earth-shaking change, when regular people make the great penguin migration, it's going to be on a steam-powered train. Let's see what the setup process is like. Now, I'm no Joey. I at least know what a computer is. But I want to play my games. And my favorite games include Anno 1800 and Tape to Tape, not Grub Boot Interesting. I want it to be actually easy. As we're filming this, there are two ways for a non-developer to get
Literally the thing that's keeping me from doing freaking Linux is that having a difficult time looking at Linux and being like, "Oh yeah, this is definitely something that I could see myself using." But nobody has made a distro that is, I guess, exceedingly easy is what I'm looking for. Which is a little weird that there hasn't become a market for that, because it costs $100 to even get bloody Windows working properly. It's kind of like, what is the deal there? Why is there not somebody who's made like, buy this $30 Linux distro to compete with Windows? It doesn't make sense. I mean, we're talking operating systems. It is, you know, expensive, of course, but my gosh, we have people who are using distros already as it is. Why wouldn't they have made something? I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for too much and I have no idea what I'm talking about.
SteamOS 3. Option 1, buy a Steam Deck. Easy, but you're stuck with the Steam Deck. Option 2, download the Steam Deck recovery image, flash that to a USB key, and install it on compatible hardware. Valve is committed to making a proper installer before the full release, but that's the way you do it now. Less easy. And it doesn't help that at the time of filming,
I could do that.
install SteamOS actually leads you to the build your own Steam machine page for the old Debian-based SteamOS 2 from like a decade ago.
Oh, wow.
Kind of rough for Joey. Though, to Valve's credit, at least it links to the page for the Steam Deck recovery image, so we can figure it out. We used Rufus to image it to a USB drive, booted the live image, picked this option to re-image our Steam Deck. Then we basked in this glorious wall of fast-scrolling text, and that's it. We've installed SteamOS on our hardware for a total cost of $0. Take that, Microsoft, and thanks, Gaben.
Wow.
Does it work? Well, the thing is, we won't know until we reboot, because everything that you've seen so far can be done even on unsupported hardware. What do you mean, unsupported, Linus? Linux supports, like, everything, doesn't it? Well, yes, but also no. Linux
Ah,
is
he'd use the meme.
to describe many distinct computing experiences, and it's up to the maintainer of the Linux distribution to decide what it does and doesn't do out of the box. And as you'd imagine, the Steam Deck recovery image is developed for, well, the Steam Deck, first and foremost, which results in some key hardware requirements. The big two being a discrete AMD GPU and an NVMe boot drive to install to. Also, this is fun, during the setup process, there's not any kind of prompt for which drive or which partition you'd like to install to. It just assumes that you want to totally overwrite the drive of your Steam Deck, so consider yourself warned.
Aha.
Warnings, there's also limited firmware included. Support for Marvell network cards, for example, is mostly missing, and there are some special requirements around sleep modes. The TLDR, though, is basically use the hardware that you can find that is most similar to a Steam Deck if you want to try this for yourself right now. For our test system, then, we went with an AMD Ryzen 5 5600G on an Asus Prime B550MA motherboard with 16 gigs of DDR4 memory from G.Skill.
Oh, as soon as I pause it, it moves the frame. How does this keep happening?
It's a big Steam Deck. Now, we did notice some mentions of NVIDIA in recent SteamOS patch notes, so we did try installing with an RTX 3060 GPU, but while we were able to boot the USB drive and we were able to clone the image to the NVMe drive, we were not able to continue with the setup process and instead got this garbled screen. Our mission today does not include troubleshooting drivers or the Linux boot process. I don't care if you think it's easy, Joey doesn't. So, we listened to Valve and switched back to a Radeon RX 7600, where we had a much better time getting through the actually refreshingly simple setup.
Radeon graphics card. What did he have before? RX 7600. AMD system. Oh yeah, well there's your problem. You're using an NVIDIA graphics card. NVIDIA has never played nice with Linux. Strange that he would choose that. That's like the one thing that has me thinking maybe AMD is worth maybe taking a really serious look at. Because I've been so committed to just sticking with it, NVIDIA, because it's just, yeah, the value proposition is terrible, but it is what you're looking for when it comes to the best, most compatible hardware for gaming, streaming, and other video creation tools. But, if they manage to actually make it good, like this is a good system. If this could be expanded to modern AMD hardware, so like the new 9000 series cards that were released by AMD at CES, and it worked with SteamOS, well, this is the video for me.
Where we had a much better time getting through the actually refreshingly simple setup. Pick a language, pick a time zone, pick a network, and let it do its thing. Now, I don't know why I get a battery low warning on a desktop, but in the grand scheme of things, that's a pretty small issue, and a few minutes later, we can sign in, either with our username and password, or via the Steam mobile app. After a quick scroll and click, we're off to the races in game mode. Now, you've probably all seen the Steam Deck interface at this point. Cosmetically, it's basically desktop big picture, but Valve tries to squeeze out a little bit of extra horsepower by running it on the lighter weight GameScope microcompositor instead of in the full desktop environment that we'll look at in just a moment. The UI is okay with a keyboard and mouse, but it's
Well, this is awfully familiar. Maybe this will go faster this time. Oh, God. All right, who's ready for big DPS time? Big DPS time. Here we go. My God. Everyone's interrupting everything and why was I stuck with such an awful group before? This is insane. Can't see much of anything here. Oh my God, it was so much better. Damn. That other group was just terrible DPS. Holy crap. Switch back. Bonk.
Really designed to be navigated with a controller from the moment you boot to the moment you finish your last one more round and then head to bed. Let's give it a shot. Oh, you got one of my favorite games on here. Let's go. No way. Is this the new Hori Steam controller?
Yep.
Definitely a controller. Ooh. These not even analog triggers? Oh, what a terrible shot.
Right to him.
I know, it sucked. Boom, take that. Boom, take that. Oh no. I think the most remarkable thing about this gaming experience is that there's absolutely nothing remarkable about it. This is exactly what it's like to play this game on Windows. Complete chaos. Okay, we got 10 seconds. One last rush. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh,
Barely even get the shot away.
You know what? You call it barely, I call it a shot. Where's your shot? That's what I thought. Oh, this controller feels really cheap. Can I switch over to a different one?
I can find something, yeah.
It's probably the controller, Jordan. It's got to be it's a controller issue. Is the dongle in there?
There's a cable right in front of you could probably use.
I mean, that's an option, I guess. Oh, it's an Xbox controller. I mean, sure, yeah, that should work. Okay, here we go, here we go. Theoretically, this should just flawlessly work because, you know, SteamOS, let's go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, that makes sense, that makes sense.
Yep.
All good. Here we go. Just
I'm gonna chill out for a little bit here. So he's showing the gameplay itself. We don't really need to watch the gameplay. If it works, it works. And that's really cool and all. Where's the next part of the video? Game mode. He explains it a little bit here, it looks like.
and that's ultimately what you want in the living room. You don't want to get up and go find your stupid mouse and keyboard, and like you can use a mouse and keyboard. We'll talk a little bit more about that later.
Good.
But you don't have to. You can just be ready to go. That's the SteamOS experience, and I'm loving this. What about all the just like special like Steam Decky stuff, like hardware monitor and stuff like that? Like, can we do any of that?
Yep.
What button's that?
The button's on that controller actually.
The buttons on
The
that.
3 dot. Oh, sorry, wrong controller.
Oh.
Hit Xbox A.
No, I'm going back to the Steam controller. Okay, so I got my 3 dots here.
It's all there.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
If you don't have a Steam controller,
Yeah.
Xbox button and A will bring that up.
Okay. It's Xbox button and A.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, cool. Well, let's disable the frame limit. What do we have any of that for? Performance overlay level. Oh, cool. So that's just that like 60 FPS counter that we've got.
The normal counter thing you would get in Steam Deck.
And, oh, we can enable HDR. I wonder if it's. try it in Doom Eternal. Let's try it in Doom Eternal. Why does it not look that HDR-y? Oh, because the game's not in HDR. Okay, all right. Well, that'll help. Cool. Let's go with Ultra and no Ultra.
That's probably a better bet.
Valve has done some work on getting HDR to work in Linux with the Steam Deck OLED. What I don't know is how well it's going to work on a TV. This TV, also, not the brightest HDR TV, so maybe not our best case scenario for testing. In fact, honestly, it looks not great. I do wonder how much of it is the TV, though. But everything thinks it's HDR. Maybe this is one area where there's a little bit of room for improvement here. Hey, the game's running.
Alrighty.
Getting 163 FPS.
My gosh, this is so much better. Oh my god, I forgot to switch to my the correct freaking ability. Oh, that was a close one. Right now. I'm just thinking about using my strength boost, but I don't think it's worth it. I need it for the fight coming up. Did he just pull the boss? I like his transmog. Aha, now who has top DPS? That's what I thought. My gosh, 36k DPS is kinda nutty. Holy shoot. Probably should have picked him up earlier. All right. I want to kill that one first. Boy, it likes to make loud noises. Aha, look at him go. Isn't this supposed to reduce that? When damaged? Oh my gosh, they changed that in retail. Yeah. Meow. 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 They know the skip. They know the skip. Boop, boop. One of us knew the skip. That was funny.
HDR is something where the Xbox and the PlayStation are going to give you a just works experience. Then again, like I said before, I don't know how much of the problem is just the fact that this TV is not very good. Ugh, I don't know how to play this game with a controller, really.
You could always keyboard and mouse it.
Oh, right! What am I even doing right now?
Ah,
Oh, let's go!
All of a sudden, you got good.
Right? It's almost like there is a superior control scheme.
Nah, couldn't be.
Oh, I'm wet. Where'd you go? Oh, no. There we go. The bottom line is that for living room gaming, most of what I would need is here. The 8-bit Do controller we tried worked out of the box with its dongle, or failing that, any modern wired or Bluetooth controller should pick up without too much trouble. And I didn't have any issues with networking or sound, though still mileage may vary there a little bit, like I mentioned before. I would say that one glaring problem is that games launch at the Steam Deck's native 1280 by 800 resolution, but this can be fixed by manually setting the system resolution in the settings, and then games should pick that up. Between Proton and native Linux versions of games, there's a huge library now. Like, man, compared to the last time we did a gaming on Linux video, there's an enormous library of games that just work now. And while there have been some regressions, notably for online competitive titles where the developers don't want to maintain their anti-cheat on Linux, game compatibility has mostly been growing steadily. I think with the right hardware, I'm pretty much ready to say that building a SteamOS game console for your living room is pretty awesome. However, I can totally see why Valve has held off on saying the same. Most gamers demand more than just my Steam game works, and there are some
I still have no idea how he got up there. I gotta figure out how to do that. Mm-hmm. I thought he's gonna pull both. Get him. Alright, I got my stuff. Let's pull that boss. No. Come here, you. Missed that last one, but it was okay. That was a really fast one. Woof. All right. They're already up there, apparently. Oh, about to push up the ramp. Rip.
Essential tools that can't simply be added from inside game mode, like Discord and alternate game stores like GeoChain Battle.net. And, hey, this is a PC, right? What if I need to get some actual work done? How is desktop mode coming along? I guess now's a great time to continue using the mouse and keyboard that I've got right here. Power and switch to desktop. That was quick. It looks like pretty much any other Linux desktop. Although it isn't quite. SteamOS 3 is what's known as an immutable operating system. If you already know what that means and you have strong feelings about it, SteamOS is probably not meant for you. If you don't know what that means, the oversimplified TLDR is, it means you can't screw it up too badly because it locks down critical system components and it will reset itself when you reboot. That doesn't mean you can't install software. It just means that you're effectively limited to what's available in their Flatpak-based Discover Software Center. These Flatpaks might not be as efficient as if you installed DA Package Manager, but what it shows is that Valve learned very well from their community's love of, hey, how do I fix X in Counter-Strike? Press F10. Trolling that has taken place over the years. They've made SteamOS pretty hard to bung up too badly, because think about it. Realistically, poor Joey would almost certainly fall for the old RMRF asterisk trick at least once. Now, to be clear, there are ways outside of their all applications list here to install software. We even found this script on GitHub that allows us to install dozens of non-Steam stores. But for the Joeys out there, here's a standard disclaimer about running scripts that you find on the internet all willy-nilly. I'd recommend that you stick to the Software Center. Question is, if you do that, can you get any real work done here? Let's see.
What?
Our browsers, internet.
Why? I'm not touching anything.
Vivaldi, Brave, just the Chromium web browser. Man, there's a ton of options here. This is great. And if you consider how
My God, that rock.
a web browser these days, there's a good chance that we can get a lot of what we need to do done. What about Discord, though? We mentioned Discord earlier. Hey, there it is. 4 stars. Boom. Install. Shameless plug for the LTT Commuter Backpack. We've got a lot more information available on it now, but in a nutshell, great backpack, $150. Go for it. LTTstore.com. What else we got here? Oh, dude!
Oh no, we've lost him forever.
Space Cadet Pinball's in here. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Really? Come on! Come on! Oh, come on! Come on! Come on! Okay, coming back to Discord. Realistically,
Wow.
if you want to be able to use
That was a vibe.
game mode, you need to add it as a non-Steam app in desktop mode first. It's not a big deal, but it is the kind of thing that could trip up a less informed user. You can also do that with other apps, like non-Steam games and browsers. A browser can really come in handy over time in game mode. Now, of course, it is worth noting that since you're not concerned about conserving battery life and squeezing every last drop of performance out of mobile hardware, you don't actually need to go back to game mode at all. Steam works just fine here on the desktop.
All right, I gotta grab more coffee. I'll be right back. Oh, righty.
And as much as I love touchpads and joysticks, sometimes a keyboard and mouse is just plain a better way to use a computer. With standard peripherals, I can happily use my browser and apps just like I would on Windows, macOS, or any other Linux. The /home folder is persistent, so you don't have to worry about losing your files when you reboot. It just resets the system files so that the turn it off and turn it back on really does work to fix most things. And other than that, it pretty much just works like I would expect a computer to work. Pretty much. We did run into a funny scenario a little while ago. We were trying to get an old printer working with generic drivers, and I had a brainstorm that went, oh man, Linux! I bet Linux will work. Well, I'll just grab a Steam Deck. That already has Linux on it, and yeah, that's when I learned that SteamOS does not include support for printers out of the box, and you might come across similar gotchas over time. Let's see if they've added it. No, they have not. Neat. So, SteamOS. It's pretty great right now, but it's clear that there's a bit of work to be done. So, what about those rumors we were talking about? Could new Steam machines be announced and released at any time? Absolutely. And I think we're due. Valve has spent years getting SteamOS to the point where it's at. They've made some hard decisions along the way, but overall, it works great on the right hardware, and it keeps getting better. And the playable game library is huge now with no signs of slowing down. With that said, is SteamOS 3 ready to dethrone Windows? Not yet. There's enough prickly edges that keep it from being a totally smooth experience, and you can make the argument that Windows has a lot of prickly edges too, but the difference is that so many more people know how to troubleshoot it. So here's what I'd say is on Valve's to-do list. They need a simple installer, they need out-of-the-box support for a lot more hardware, and just one or two more passes of spit and polish. Also printer support. I do believe that they're going to get there though, especially if Microsoft decides they want to risk their market share by forcing their store on everyone, or if they keep making unreasonable hardware demands. Now I think all that's left is to unreasonably demand that you hear this message from our sponsor, Amazon Luna. Amazon Luna has free games. That's right. You can get access to games just like that thanks to Amazon Luna, a cloud gaming platform that lets you use the Luna app to stream games.
Ew. I don't know about that.
If you guys liked this video, maybe check out our last video on Steam features that you might not know.
Oh, what do people say? Resets on each update, not reboot. Also, Steam Deck can print now. There's an app for it in the start menu, just not inherently. Okay, that's actually super cool. I'm the creator of non-Steam launchers. Wait. Let's see. While SteamOS isn't ready for general machines, I'm glad to see it pass the Linus test. Aha, which one? By not exploding in his presence like every other distro has so far. Big shout out to his team. I'm giving it a try. Big fan. Learned a lot. Much love. I don't want to attack you, please. Thank you. He just threw some fucking poison at me and runs off. Fucking spider. That's really funny. Recovering image into a PC. Reason I bought a Steam Deck, not because it's a handheld. Yes, I want Linux gaming, please. I'll pay you to make this a thing. I did, and they delivered. Soon we will have Steam. I gotta get through this section before I can do the reading. Okay. Soon we will have performance tests between SteamOS and Windows 11. Boy, we can only hope. Yeah, we're really close. When support drops for Windows 10 in October of this year now, SteamOS actually being competitive or at least close to it is enormous. Okay. I don't like what I've seen from Windows 11. Mac OS is worse. And he's not in a place where he can figure out all the ins and outs of Linux. Ba ba ba. What the heck? Calling for that booty. My DPS right now, I can't see it. 27K? 28? Okay. May take issue with Linux-based OS that doesn't give full control. Maybe there could be different versions of it. But the fact that I wouldn't be able to easily brick my PC by accident is a selling point. Yeah. Probably a good thing if people don't even plan on using it. Microsoft has started backpedaling on their threats of needing to use Windows 11. I think Valve absolutely deserves some credit. Yeah. Valve and Linux are actually officially getting into that ecosystem. They are going to make Windows worried. So that's fantastic. You had to tinker with Wine to even get the simplest game running. Just install them, enable experimental Proton support, and boom. Are we at 64%? Okay. Oh, get out of here. For anyone not getting it, that command will delete every folder on your computer and every file inside of it. Oh my gosh, that's insane. And the fact that that's just a simple command, oh my gosh. Terrifying. A message to Windows handheld gamers, install Bazite now. I had enough of Windows 11 crappy controller UI and OEM, glued game controller. Bazite was a lifesaver. Oh no. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Things looking good. Things are good. All right.
About. There's some really cool ones in there.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. Also try
Disgusting advertisements. They try to advertise drugs to you. Unbelievable. Why is this not outlawed? Frickin'
This one.
nasty.
2024 was a year. Yes, it was. What were your
Oh,
favorite
just
models?
wait.
We asked the writers, what were your favorite videos that you worked on this year? Oh, this is fun. Okay, Luke, do you mind clicking them so that I can like switch over to your laptop or something like that?
Yep.
First up is David with his console tier list. Perhaps the most high-effort tier list video ever made, says David, the Cleopatra of the tier list format. Can you tell the guy writes for a living? David says, I loved making this video because it fell outside of our comfort zone. I especially liked the challenge of coming up with visuals for the longer storytelling bits, like the paper puppet show during the Sony intro or the CRT A-roll during the Sega bit. Only Video Game Donkey has a more popular console tier list. I am very proud of how this one turned out. Yeah, this one has been a slow burn. Out of the gate, it actually did not perform very well for us, but over time, it's cranking.
Very clickable.
Yeah, it's doing great, and
Very evergreen.
You can see that like to view ratio, very solid, very solid. The team outdid themselves on this one. It was an extremely high effort video, and it's long. Like putting together a high effort edit like this for a 10-minute video, that's a lot of work. Putting it together for a 30-minute video, and it never slows down. Like the quality of this video is just outstanding. They did a really good job.
I think it's pretty interesting that the highest replay spike is not the final tier list.
I think it's because everyone just
The final tier list is a high spike, but not the highest.
I think everyone just kind of knows, like it's PlayStation.
Yeah.
And there was some really like interesting stuff, like this bit. Even though a lot of people know the history there, David did a great job of providing a really excellent and fast summary of it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, next up, we've got Adam. I built the world's biggest gaming TV. I can't believe Linus took this down to build a stupid badminton center. Till like 1 a.m. and it was worth every minute. You got that one up yet?
Yeah.
This was legitimately an unforgettable experience.
Wow.
Unforgettable. Dan was there. Dan wasn't even working.
No one told me I would have been there.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they called me like 4 hours late. I think I arrived at like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Absolutely worth it.
It's hard to even get a sense of the scale of it. Like it's enormous.
It's bonkers.
So cool though, and like even just watching Dan play Flight Sim on it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I said at the time, it felt more immersive to me than VR.
That's
Just
the
because of, like,
coolest thing.
Unlimited FOV.
Oh, I hadn't seen that before.
There I am. Oh yeah, you were driving the car. The car was bigger
That's
than a real
wild.
car.
Like you can see.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, dude, so cool.
That's nuts.
Those walls are
Wow. I
30
think that's
Wow.
the Flight Sim part.
35 feet tall, I think. the wall-
32.
32. Yeah.
Yeah. And like the fact that we lucked out and it was actually slightly over 2,000 inches.
Dance.
So we got to meme on Frank's 2,000-inch TV.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I loved it. Man, this is amazing because I didn't even remember either of those. Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
our writing
You
team
guys make a
and our
lot of
editors
content.
work on a lot of videos.
Yeah.
I work on, okay, how many writers we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to also count myself 7 because I do write videos from time to time. So I literally work on 6 to 7 times as many videos as them. So there are things that I just
And all the streams.
blank on. I didn't remember that either of those were this year. We do.
Those were this year?
Yeah, it feels like they were longer ago.
Dude,
to be
we
honest.
do cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
We like actually
Very
do cool
often,
stuff.
yeah.
Crying out loud.
Yeah.
Ploof says his favorite. No way is
Working on it.
this one.
Got it.
Oh, wrong one. I have 2 weeks to file a dispute for this scam TV. Okay, It is the hardest that I think I have ever seen Plouffe laugh in the years that we have been working together. So you got to skip forward. It's probably going to be a view spike. Forward, forward, way forward. Look for the big one at the end. This is probably it. That's got to be it. So there's a point here where he realizes... Wait for it. That's inside the glass, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He realizes that the only person he knows who's stupid enough to get ripped off by this thing is sitting right next to him. Look at, have you ever seen a man so happy?
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, no acting could ever be that pure and that genuine. the mirth.
Oh, man.
The mirth that this man felt. So he says, just like Jake Tivey, I enjoy wasting Linus's money. Also, apparently, once the refund was finally going to happen, support ghosted us. Did we not get a refund?
Wow.
Oh.
Big sad.
You know, we've had to dial back the like references to like wasting my money and stuff in videos because people get so hung up on it. They're like, oh, Linus flexing his money again, or like, it's not even his money, it's the company's money. It's just like people get so mad about it. What they don't understand is I don't write that into the videos. The team writes that into the videos. They think it's funny. Like, what do you want? And so I have to sit there and tell them, yeah, this thing that you enjoy and you think is like genuinely funny to meme on, because people will get upset on behalf of the team. They'll be like, yeah, Linus flexing his money in front of his team that can't afford this crappy Chinese TV or whatever. But they're the ones who love it.
That's pretty funny.
Man. All right, what else we got? Oh yeah. Alex obviously was gonna pick this one. The
Yeah.
Maggie Car Mods collab.
That was a good video.
Plouffe's least favorite video.
Oh my gosh, Maggie, what are you doing here? It's okay. Now that this server doesn't have as many people, it's just not as big of a deal. But it's a little exhausting. It's like 1:30. Wait, why don't I see timestamps on you? Can I change that setting? Yes. Oh, so much better. I can see timestamps so I know how recently you've said something. Your lunch break's really late, isn't it? Oh, update. I got a call back from HR, and I'm going to be doing something and getting an interview scheduled. So that's going to be happening. I just have to reapply on their website now. Oh, come on. They respawn at the worst. Ugh. It's like that's built into the game. Well, thanks for coming and saying hi. I'm just watching a couple videos, and I was, oh, you should have seen one of the dungeons that I just got done with. I was trying to heal one of them. And, oh, hey, that's kind of nice. I was like, oh, that won't be such a big deal. The DPS was horrendous. It was so bad. I could have probably have done the same amount of DPS by myself as the 3 other DPS were doing. The tank left after the first boss ball. He was like, this is not worth my time. Peace. It was, not this one. If somebody leaves, I'm leaving. Okay, we're going. But that was followed by the next dungeon immediately following that. And that one was remarkably fast. Oh, we lost a healer? Interesting. Never seen a healer leave. Yeah, the next dungeon was really, really, really fast. This one, of course, is going to take freaking forever because Dead Mines is in the rotation. Very frustrating. All right, there we go. How about you? How's it been today? Has it been just as crazy? What? All right, there we go. Here comes the damage. Still busy then? Wait, I forgot. Did I ask if it was busy or did I ask if it was the same as last time? What? Oh my god, that dealt a ton of damage to me. Nice, nice. Well, that's good at least. Gonna have room in my inventory for this stuff, am I? Still don't know what that spell is or what it does exactly. Gave me an axe to the head. No! I don't need that. Get this rolling. Oh, hey, it's another paladin. Paladin healer. Nice. Wait, that's a reveal. Didn't realize that they revealed that there's a lady in charge of this place now. A lady person. Oh, here come the... Oh, come on, no. My freaking damage, no. That's the saddest thing ever. I cast all my stuff and then immediately I get picked up and tossed. His name is Ophi for some reason. Oh! That was interesting. All right, get back to here. Oh, well, I feel bad that the delay is as much as it is. I feel like you're not able to hardly talk about what's going on as much. I've got some coffee here. I've got your biscotti. I want to have it, but I've got my hands kind of tied right now. Oh, shoot. I should have used that ability. Boy, I get into real focus mode sometimes. Aha, they're sideways. Who's got highest DPS? Who's gonna do it? I will. I know the mechanic. Yay. I will take them on. I will fight the fire, and it will be strong, and I will be strong. No time for biscotti. Not the harvesting servos. I did it. Everybody loves me. Finally. They love me. Well, at least this is going relatively fast as far as this dungeon is concerned, so I don't mind it so much. I'm sorry, I don't really have a lot going on that I can be like, hey, this is what's happening. It's all pretty simple, I think. Oh my gosh, the cannon, it was rigged. Guy has an auto-target thing. It's kind of interesting. So, like, every time he targets something, it switches the, it switches, a skull icon. And I'm not sure if I like it or not. Oh, there he goes. We lost one. You stood in that specifically, didn't you? You let that happen. Let me in. Boom. 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 I boom you. I'm booming you good. Great big boom. Oopsie. No! Frickin' heck. Alright, fine. I'll just climb. Oh, heck. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I fell. Why is everyone dying? Oh, yeah, I can mount. That's nice. What? You're supposed to use both. What are you doing? Alright. We're good. You thought everyone would die. But no. I have kept everyone alive, and they are all happy. Hmm. Ow, stop. Alright, don't poke me. I don't like it. Not unless I ask. I love the part where he just disappears, and then I just have to do this for now. Jeez, 38,000. Alrighty. Alright, he's back. That means I can put my coffee down and start attacking again. Coffee time again. Why did they immediately freaking... what's that called? I don't remember what that ability's called. Dazed. Oh my gosh, that was the hardest thing I've ever done. Aha, he got you. No more, please, no more. Oh my gosh. This is such a dumb fight. Yeah. He's funny. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have done that. No! Not the shadowy figure. Look out, here comes the big DPS. I don't need to eat food. Alrighty. Are ya gonna be okay for the rest of the day? Are you gonna be cool as beans? Oh, I ate a bad melon. What's gonna happen? No. It actually still poisoned him. That's amazing. He's in the lava? Oh no! All right, I'll talk to you soon, Maggie. I love you. Good luck out there. Oh, he's on me. He's on my head. Make him not on my head, please. Why does she laugh before that? Is it funny? I don't understand. Oh, what? Oh, I walked too far. Come for that booty. You gonna smack. Smack. Bonk.
Y'all had like one extra day. Thanks Customs for delaying the engine because it took a while for them to actually get it driving ready for him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was sitting in 105 for like the next couple weeks.
Oh, wow.
This is such a great moment for the
That
engine.
was pretty cool.
It's so awesome having them all in the engine bay there. I love it.
I have
Anyway.
a response from Plouf here about the TV.
Oh, what do you say?
Let's see.
Wow, Plouf with the game sense to message the producer rather than messaging me. I think that's a first for WAN show.
No, I messaged Plouf.
Oh, all right then.
That's my W.
Nice.
Or we can both take the L's. I don't know. We'll share. I like sharing L's.
2 L's.
Yeah. They
Makes a
make a,
W.
they make a W.
What?
Let's see. AliExpress is offering a partial refund, but not telling me the amount. I said I either want to return it or get a full refund. They closed the case.
Oh, okay. Case closed then, I guess.
Yeah, let's see. Visa. They reached out to Visa. Basically, both TVs are lumped in the same purchase, and AliExpress, they've appealed 5 times. So
They've appealed the chargeback.
you've purchased 2 TVs.
No way. I should be able to get my money back. What's the point of chargeback if I can order the wrong thing and they just get to be like, yeah, it's a Chinese inch? What's a Chinese inch?
Wait, did they say that?
Yeah.
What?
They said, yeah, our inches are different from your inches.
Oh no, I think the Visa is a separate thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll figure it out.
Plouf says if it makes you feel better, the video did get 3 to 5 million views.
What's 3 to 5 million? Plouf does have access to this dashboard. Did he say that, or are you saying that?
That's what.
Oh
he
my
said.
god, this is real.
What's up? Okay, so yes, that's true, but the TV then should be bigger, not smaller.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So we measured it every possible way, and also there's multiple Chinese inches. And Andy talked us through it. So we measured it. If it was centimeters, it's not right. If it was Chinese inches, it's not right. And if it was regular inches, it's not right. It's just completely invented. Like it's nothing to do with anything on any measuring tape. Anyway.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going. Elijah. Really? Huh. If only there was some way to, because you know that we're going to do the next thing, queue up the. Okay, it doesn't matter. The point is, his favorite was, why did you make me build this? The CEO PC build. This was his second time water cooling. He was apparently super nervous. P.S. When are we selling the poster? The video hit 100,000 likes. Okay, so there's a poster at the end. If you go to Taryn's office.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, just anywhere in his office. So that poster. I think we are going forward with it. I don't think it's going to be that big. But yeah, you guys did reach 100,000 likes, so there's no real avoiding that at this point. Pope.
He was able to get rid of the chair, which is great. He still has to use, I think he still has the keyboard
He still has the computer.
and the computer,
Yeah.
which is loud and annoying.
That's not my problem. So that sounds like a
Well,
like a CEO issue.
If it reduces the performance of your CEO,
Poster
it's your
soon,
problem.
probably in January.
Really?
This is
Oh.
from Nick Light.
Yeah, I forgot. Like, it's during the workday today.
There will be an option to buy the big one. Yeah, that's why I
No
reached
way.
out.
No way. Oh my god. Okay. I responded to this. I didn't realize that it was a segment for WAN Show. I said I love all my videos equally. That's like asking me to pick my favorite child. I actually put a screenshot of that from Teams in there. But I really enjoyed the 3D home theater video, even if no one else cared about it. It was pretty cool to put together like a true cinema grade passive 3D setup. The number of people that provided advice to me on how I could have done it better or cheaper by using active shutter glasses or whatever, it's like, bro, I followed 3D pretty closely. I am aware of fucking shutter glasses. I
Damn.
did it this way because I wanted passive 3D with glass optics. I have never seen anything as good as the 3D setup that was in my house. It was awesome. The only thing that I would like to do differently is I would like to get my hands on a higher quality DLP projector. I also learned about another type of filter that could help me make non-DLP projectors, like make the light polarizable or something. It's a whole, I forget what it's called. Anyway, I linked Elijah to some articles in case we were going to do a follow-up, but the video didn't get any views, so we probably won't.
No, I like that video. It was fun. Shoot, I actually missed a single freaking rifle. Big sad. These videos are really solid. I think all these options are really good. But yeah, I don't really have any other opinions on it. It's just kind of like these are good videos.
I'd like to get my hands on some better DLP projectors with lens shift so that I could perfectly align the images. And then, oh man, oh, so cool. I would totally have.
It's sad because what he's looking for is actually good 3D. And it's kind of in a similar vein as like VR is the just expenses you have to put to actually make it good, to get a good, like the experience that's intended is just wild. It is very expensive. So that's why it's just not invested in. Oh, unfortunately.
That setup, maybe as part of like Whaleland or something. I also really enjoyed doing the Equinix tour. I always love getting access to places other people don't get to go. It's one of my favorite perks of this job. Like, oh, so cool. And then the last one that came off the top of my head was the motherboard repair video. That was probably the most pure joy and like exhilaration that I have felt filming a video in at least a couple years. Just like stacking up those W's. Although we have one coming. Oh no, this one came out already. The one where the wife threw the guy's PC out the window. Off the 3-story balcony when he asked for a divorce. We got. Have you watched it?
I've gone through parts of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shite.
We got all but one component working.
Yes, I did know that.
All but one.
Wait, no, I think I did watch the whole thing.
Yeah, that was super awesome.
I was very surprised.
I've also got another response here from Nick Light. I'm on vacation. You, Linus, I'm not working.
I'm on vacation. You, Linus.
There's a blank in there.
No, he said, you, Linus, I'm not working.
You, Linus. What's U
Blank
Linus?
U Linus.
You, Linus.
Oh,
He
nice.
said, you, Linus.
Nice.
God, I hope my button works.
Doesn't for us.
Jordan said, I'm on vacation, Adam. Please stop messaging me. Nice. And then Bell's favorite was, you might feel a little pressure. The Ludwig Swipe Plus bidet short circuit. That was actually a lot of fun.
What?
Oh, sorry. I just assumed you wouldn't bother clicking it.
Wow. That was the only one that's had an ad. Like, this one didn't have an ad on it.
That was awesome. How many views did this get? We should hire this guy. 850,000 views on a bidet.
Yeah.
Absolutely natural talent. I mean, I told him this when he came up here. I was like, if there's anything, I think I actually said this on the yard, but the guy is an S tier personality.
Yeah.
Like, just, you could probably put him in front of anything, with anyone, doing anything,
They do pretty well.
and he'd like figure out the vibe, settle in, and just perform. Like, the guy is, just absolutely S tier.
Good at what he does.
Okay. Oh, Sammy. Sammy picked a favorite one. I haven't watched this video. You haven't watched your own setup, Doctor?
That's weird. That's
No
actually weird.
way.
I feel like I would watch mine.
Yeah, he says he has a hard time watching himself.
Oh.
I'm the same. I haven't watched mine.
Yeah, I feel that as well.
Oh, what? Okay.
I was working up the courage too, but
Well, anyway, all right. Yeah, he said that was his joke answer, and then his real answer was, this is how we make an LTT video 2024. This was outstanding, and I didn't even know about it until I watched it. The team did such an outstanding job of this video, going through the entire process in like a,
This is super cool.
I don't know how to describe why it's so much better than the way that we've done it in the past, but I think this might be the best like-dislike ratio on Floatplane.
You just ruined it now.
No, they won't. Floatplane's not like that.
I'm gonna do it.
What?
Meh.
Floatplane's not like that. They don't respect that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, he said it was a video idea he wanted to do for over a year, and
Don't, Sammy.
outstanding exclusive. Are you kidding me right now?
Hold on, I can block mods.
You can,
Yeah,
you
Dan,
can, you
do
can
it.
ban him.
Ban him from Floatplane. Okay. Adam added some other stuff, some stats. 844 million views on the channel this year. 172 million hours of watch time. 234 LTT videos, 59 live streams, 34 shorts, 126 Floatplane exclusives, including behind the scenes and exclusive live streams and themed weeks.
Themed weeks are sick.
640,000 new subscribers. Oh, we have some most viewed videos. Can you guess the top 3? Okay, well, I know one of them.
I have a theory for one of them, which I'm very surprised wasn't mentioned at all
Oh, really?
up above.
I know the top one is the... Ooh, hold on.
I have a theory of what one it is. Should I write it down?
Yeah, you can write it down, but I know it's one of 2. It's it's one of 3. Oh shoot. I think the top viewed video on the channel for this year is actually the Samsung folding displays short from CES.
That isn't what I thought, and that isn't what I wrote down. Interesting.
We didn't count that apparently. So I think we might have gotten it wrong. I guess they're only counting VOD, but yeah, no, the top performing other than that would have been the underwater scooter, but that's another short, or the Taiwan PC.
Okay, I
Which
wrote
is-
down.
Oh my god, a
that one's
short?
far and away outperforming everything else this
No.
year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sort by views here. I think, I don't know, over 10 million. Is that enough zeros? I don't even know. Yeah. So this short from January of 2024 got almost 13 million views.
What the hell?
This one got a lot, but it's from the previous year. And then the underwater scooter one, I think, did like 8 or 9 million or something like that. So hold on, let's have a look at what Adam's got. So can you guess the top 3? Yeah, I knew that one off the top of my head. As for the next one, man, I don't know. We actually played this game recently, and I had no idea when we did the 16th anniversary stream. I had no idea what like top performing videos were from the channel. I don't spend nearly as much time in the dashboard now that it sucks so much.
Yeah. So the other 3, I knew Taiwan PC was gonna smash. Other than that,
Crap.
I feel like the iPhone video is gonna be up there somewhere.
No, it's like good. I think it's got like 3 million, 2.9 million or something
The
like that.
next segment is commented. I bet you it's up there for that one. Most views, though.
Because the giant TV was last year, right?
Was it?
I think the giant TV was last year.
Oh, you don't mean like the projector setup at the badminton center? Yeah.
No.
Because that one, I just saw that. That one had almost like 4 million views, I think.
Okay, I give up.
I don't know.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, that's such a hack.
What?
The second one totally is the TV. Hint wasn't published this year, so I put it. Oh, it's the ones that got the most views this year. Okay. I'm giving myself some credit for that one. Because I only excluded it because I thought it was ones that were published this year.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, I don't know what the third one is. I don't know what the third one is. No way! This one like bombed out of the gate. 5.3 million.
5.3.
Yeah, this one did not do well. Hold on, I'm not logged into the right account here, but let's go find it. I'll show you guys. Like this one, it was supposed to be like a sequel to a top performer because this is EVGA classified.
Wow.
Yeah. So like, dude, this started. Come on. This started like at the low end of typical.
Yep.
And then just reached escape velocity and then just has not slowed down. 15,000 views today. Like just casually racking them up. Yeah. That
30,000 views last 48 hours for a video that old is crazy.
It doesn't happen that much anymore. It used to be how our entire channel growth was
like
architected.
half of what we talked about.
Yeah. Was just you make evergreen content and it just like gets views forever.
What video is it?
Like just casually racking them up. Yeah. That
30,000
like a sequel. Logged into the right account here, but let's go find it. I'll show you guys.
Why?
This one,
why is that one so big?
Like a sequel to a top performer because this is EVGA classified.
Wow.
Yeah. So like, dude, this started. Come on. This started like at the low end of typical.
Yep.
And then just reached escape velocity and then just has not slowed down.
Why though?
15,000 views today. Like
I don't understand why it would be.
Yeah. That
30,000 views last 48 hours for a video that old is crazy.
It doesn't happen that much anymore. It used to be how our entire channel growth was architected.
Half of what we talked about.
Yeah. Was just you make evergreen content and it just like gets views forever. But only a few of them break out like that.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right. What was our bonus fourth? They left this in my driveway. The Kluven's Scorpion gaming chair. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's such a great thumbnail.
I forgot that was this year.
And the fact that title is not clickbait. Like that's actually what happened. We ordered the thing and they just dumped it like in the driveway.
It was 11 months.
We didn't even sign for it. Like they just left it there. Like really?
That seems a little silly.
Absolutely wild. Okay, most commented video with 13,000 comments. That's got to be the iPhone video. There's no way. Oh no, it was the $5,000 PC in the Taiwanese Tech Mall. And then the next one was April Fool's. That checks out.
Oh man, are none of them the iPhone video? Is the last one the iPhone?
The last one was the iPhone video.
Oh, okay.
10,800 comments on I really tried Apple iPhone 30-day challenge. I'm still using it by the way, but only because I'm lazy. And migrating WhatsApp off of iPhone, I've heard is even worse than migrating WhatsApp onto the iPhone.
Oh.
At 99.08%.
Honestly, not surprised.
That was a cool video.
That was a wicked video.
That was an awesome video.
Oh, it's tied though.
Tied with Hello Old Friend. Media Ripping Explained. That was a thick video.
Yeah.
Like it was dense.
Yeah.
Very like information heavy. How did that end up performing?
That's what I'm checking.
Hello Old Friend. Here we are. Bring up the dashboard. Yeah. See, this is more typical these days, where even something that performs really well,
Flatlines.
just eventually
high, but still.
Yeah, but
only
like
because it got there
started
right away.
high. Yeah, in August it had 1.54 million.
Like for contrast, what's it?
And
Yeah, last
today-
48, 2230.
Yeah, so basically dead. So this kind of like how to rip media or whatever information. The only reason this shot up like this is because it had a really good title and thumbnail, and then that's it. It's like they're not going to keep serving this.
It's 2031.
Oh God, Ryan Reynolds, what are you doing here? They're trying to push us back. Don't let them push us back. No. Don't need it in my life. I get? Yes, I did get cake. Good. Let me hit you. Ah, they're trying to destroy my face with magic. Uncool. It's actually kind of mad. What the heck is happening in this game? Oh, heck.
Typical these days, where even something that performs really well,
Flatlines.
just
Flatlines
eventually,
high, but still.
yeah, but
Only
like
'cause it got there right
started
away.
high. Yeah, in August it had 1.54 million.
Like for contrast, what's it?
And
Yeah, last
today-
48, 2230.
Yeah, so basically dead. So this kind of like how to rip media or whatever information. The only reason this shot up like
It's
this
over.
is because it had a really good title and thumbnail, and then that's it. It's like they're not gonna keep serving this. Bummer. YouTube's just different now, and you have to adapt to the meta or you die.
Knowing that a lot of evergreen just dies, and knowing that the audience is actually surprisingly cyclical, would you consider remaking old videos? Because I know that was a
Absolutely.
thing that you were hardline on no in the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah.
It seems like it makes sense now.
Especially because like there's new information.
Whoa,
that,
whoa,
you know,
whoa,
that
whoa,
came
whoa,
out
whoa.
or we didn't know or
Sure.
has changed.
Yeah, or you can just do a better job potentially.
Yep.
Like a lot of them, especially from the really early days.
How to water cool a PC, the last guide you'll ever need in 4K,
Yeah, sure.
you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we could, I think we could even go back to some of the old like NCIX tech tips.
The green.
Like there are videos that I literally haven't made because I'm like, oh no, we did that on NCIX. Here, hold on, Nix. Here we go. Ultimate
Yes.
water cooling guide,
Yes. 13 years ago?
buddy.
We've been doing this for a while.
I know, right? This was pretty early Luke shot.
Yeah.
Luke tried to figure out water cooling, but turns out he lied on his resume, so he didn't know how to do anything.
That was one of the fun moments when he left me to water cool 2 GPUs and just left the room. I've never water cooled anything before. I've done no water cooling before, and I had to take the heaters off 2 GPUs. That was very fun.
Yeah, well, he didn't do it. I ended up having to do it.
No, I did it.
No,
I
I
did it.
came back and I think you weren't done yet. I think I had to at least help.
Yeah, that's
I
probably
was like, "Hey, you've been here for so long. What's taking so long?"
That wasn't entirely true. We've talked about this
What?
a few times because you didn't actually give me very much time.
There
at
were
all.
other
What?
parts you didn't have enough time for. You definitely had enough time when I wanted those heat sinks stripped off.
Okay, that's probably fair.
The last one at 99.
All right, biscotti time.
Was the sensible tech upgrade. That was Sebastian's. Dude, his place is so styling.
That was a really good video.
Yeah,
Honestly, the tech upgrades in general are just.
Is it
like,
good?
Awesome.
I love the tech upgrade series.
2.1 million. Wow, that's not even that old.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they're just reliable. They're just
Weird.
reliable. Our team is so cool that all you have to really do
Oh,
is like hang out
weird.
with one for a bit, and then
Yeah.
Hmm.
people love them. And
No.
His place is so
Oh,
interesting. All his little
no.
projects are so
Oh,
interesting. Not even
that's
little.
pretty
They're just,
awful.
like, incredibly
Ugh.
professional projects.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
and the team puts so much work.
Ugh.
into stuff these
My
days,
God.
those little extras, like the amount of work that went into just having an entire like couple of master cartons of screwdrivers on the island there. It's like it's extra, I think is the term for it.
Yeah.
Discussion question. How'd you feel about 2024? What'd you achieve? Any surprises, disappointments? It was a tough year. 2024 was
Yeah.
a really tough year. We were coming off of some allegations that, you know, after the investigation was completed, we released our statement that said the investigation found that the allegations were unfounded and unfair. So, you know, going through all of that, when the allegations were, according again to the investigation, unfounded and unfair, was extremely challenging for me personally and for us as a company. You know, I think that
weighed on a lot of people pretty heavily.
Yeah, for sure. And there was a lot of stuff that
Whoopsie.
there's a lot of stuff that people didn't see behind the scenes that made it really hard. What we achieved, I think, is we got our groove back. We're back to kind of killing it. It's always cyclical. Like I think
Sure.
we talked in that recent All Hands about how we're like back to before viewership, and it's a little down this month, but it do be like that though. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of people upgrading when 50 series comes out. I think there's going to be a lot of buzz around that, so there'll be some upswing there, and then it'll be down again. It'll be up, and whatever, right? Yeah, Dyslexic Stoner says, I'll admit I stopped watching for a while. I couldn't stand having another person I liked turn out to be a monster. Was glad it wasn't true. Yeah, no, there was a big...
There's quite a bit of that.
There was a big... yeah, there was a big group of people that just stopped watching, and there's a significant group that, if their comments are to be believed, have never come back. And that's sad. That's really sad, and it's still sad for me.
I think it's true, yeah. Because there's also, like, that stuff went so far and wide, you'll never be able to reach all of those people again. Yeah.
Really tough. As for what's... welcome to the next quarter of a century. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Did you know Star Wars 1977 was released closer to the year 2000 than any video we made this year?
Woof.
I'm just going to close that topic.
We're at in 35 minutes. I gotta get the mana back in my life. Let's see. Stock Android video is great because the subreddit hated it. That's fun. And talk about Luke not knowing how to water cool PC when he was hired. Why didn't he just take a quick look on YouTube? Oh, didn't exist yet. All right, now I'll deal damage again. That'll be very nice. Oh, so this is what it's like to deal damage fast. Oh, that's much better. What? Still need more lumber? What the heck? There we go. Now I go off to the Forgotten Hill. Gotta go smack Connor. Frickin' Connor, being so Connor-like. Let's see.
We're not going to answer this question in this video. I don't think, but I do
No.
think it's a useful and interesting exercise.
Oh, hey, Pyrite.
Walk through it and learn from it. I am more pro-weed than I am pro-gambling. And these are broadly
Yes.
two categories of
Agreed.
things that for certain people, fun and fine. For certain people, destructive. And society has at various times stepped in and controlled those things for those reasons.
What?
So big picture, I want to make the case that there is something similar about the criminalization of gambling and the criminalization of marijuana, and also like the legalization and societal acceptance of both weed and gambling. Both of those things are happening right now. So they were previously more tightly controlled, and now they are less tightly controlled, both of them. I am much more worried about gambling than I
True.
am about weed.
True.
But We can also say that gambling is for many people just a fun thing that they like to do. And so there are people who will say, why would you make the government take away this thing that I find entertaining? In the same way that people who smoke weed will feel that way. And then third, let's just make a list. 1, gambling and weed are fun for most, destructive for some. 2, gambling and weed both used to be more tightly regulated. 3, both are now, I think we should say broadly decriminalized. Like sports betting, there are some places where you can't do it, but like mostly you could download an app and start betting right now if you live in America. And also you can there's so much sports gambling advertising. And downtown in my town, there's tons of weed shops. Now, of course, that's not the case everywhere. We are
South Dakota has a lot of gambling that has popped up. A lot of small gambling places that are like game play. I don't even know what they're called. It's frustrating because gaming to me is gaming. Like this, what I'm doing right now is gaming. Gambling is not gaming. Gambling is where sad people throw money at things with the expectation that for the most part it's going to be lost and that they might win something, but in the grand scheme of how much money they put in, they have lost a lot. If people say, oh, this is how I like to have fun, I get cheap drinks and I'm supporting a business, honestly fair. But I don't think that's most people. I don't think most people are doing that. I think most people are fighting an addiction, similar to gaming addictions, to be honest. And that deregulating it is going to be bad. Should it be deregulated? Honestly, that's a tough thing, because I think gambling is a human problem. If anything, I think that if we're going to allow it, there needs to be way more incentive for the government to actually be taking a piece of that pie. Because businesses and the market deciding what happens to gambling is going to screw everyone over. That money needs to go back into the government in some way through taxes. Like 10% of earnings, or 10% of earnings from both people who win and from people who are actually the owners of establishments. I don't know, maybe 25%. Should go directly back to the government. Kind of similar to how, like, if you have an index fund, the money that comes from an index fund when you pull it out of the market, it should be similar to that with market and taxes. Sorry, let's continue.
Again, the United States of America and the states have different laws, but I'll say more broadly decriminalized. I am more worried about gambling. Why? That's the case. That's the thing I'm trying to figure out. This, as I had the thought, seemed like an interesting thing to examine about myself. And so I'd like to walk you through the process that I use when I identify something that I think is interesting. I'm not saying that like it doesn't make sense to me, but I am aware that I'm going to have a bunch of biases that make me think that the thing I believe is the right thing to believe. Right? So let's walk through some of the ways I examined. First, I thought about it. I thought to myself, well, what are the reasons? The first thing I came up with is because gambling is worse. So you could say, you know, we could have this like pure libertarian society where whatever decision someone wants to make, whether that's doing heroin or gambling or whatever, that should be okay as long as it's not hurting somebody else. If it's societally destructive, that's but like if it's not directly hurting another person, then that thing should be allowed. And lots of people argue for that. And that's kind of one of the arguments for the legalization of gambling and drugs. But I don't think that that's the right thing to do. Like, I don't think heroin should be legal. I think there are some drugs that we should criminalize, we should stigmatize, we should put people in jail for bringing it into the country, all that stuff. But I think that like the reason why I feel that way about heroin but not weed is because heroin's worse than weed. Meth is worse than weed. In some cases, like alcohol might be worse than weed. It kills a lot of people. Alcohol-related deaths U.S. per year. This is an astounding stat to me. 178,000 deaths. Ooh. Second thing, I think that the criminalization of weed has been a thing for my entire life and for many years before that. And I think that the impacts of that criminalization are bad. So there's like a historical component here. And I also think like that also leads into like there's an element of gambling that is about capitalist stuff that's like preying on your hopes and dreams and selling you a hope and a dream and delivering for you in many cases destitution. And that's like a moral argument almost. Like there's a moral like wrongness. And also you have to like make the case that there is a good element. Like what's the good that comes from both of these things? I feel like weed delivers more good in the way that like Coca-Cola does, you know? Like I don't like drink a Coke and I'm like, I like this right now. And my life isn't any better tomorrow because I had a Coke. But like, I'm not gonna say don't sell Coke in America just because it messes with people's blood sugar, because I don't think that it delivers long-term benefit. Like sometimes it's about hedonism. And I think that that's the same with gambling. There is a hedonic joy to the process of that risk. And I engage in kinds of gambling that just aren't monetary, right? Like I go out on the internet and I say shit, you know? That actually might come from a similar place as a gambler, that like I just am sensation seeking and I want to like risk something. I want to do a risk right now. And so that's just, you know, it's a kind of value, even if it's not like a pro-social value. But there is both like a worse component, like the outcomes are worse, and like the delivery of the actual feeling is better. But I'm not a gambler. I hate gambling. And so of course I feel that way, that like the fun part of gambling has to be worse than the fun part of weed. I just want to be clear. I don't smoke weed. I will occasionally do an edible, sometimes for fun and sometimes for sleep. And I like recognize I'm actually like I can feel being duller the next day. So I do not encourage chronic use of weed. And I think that's one of the big problems with both weed and gambling, is that almost
Could be confirmation bias, but that's besides the point.
everyone who does it is a light user of both of those things, and it does not impact their lives in a significant way. But the people who do it the most, who are chronic users who have problems with those things, whether that's, you know, you could call it an addictive disorder or not, those people are really harmed in a way that I think making both of those things more available does make things worse for them. And I want to be clear here that like I do feel like it is proper in some circumstances for some of my rights to be taken away to help people who have a different response than I do to things. For example, I think that it's okay to make gambling harder to do, even though it doesn't hurt me, and even though I might enjoy it, even though someone else might enjoy it. I think that it is okay to limit my access to it to protect someone who is not me. So these are the 4 that I sort of came up with on my own, but then I went on Blue Sky and I said, I'm trying to figure something out. Why am I broadly pro-weed and anti-gambling? And so we're going to see if people's perspectives lined up with mine, or if they had any. This is a tool that I have access to that most people don't have access to. I got a lot of responses to this, over 200. And so we're going to go through some of them and see like what I'm missing. This person, Gestalt or Sat Squash.
Gestalt.
Wow. Says it doesn't hurt people the way gambling does. So that lines up exactly with the first thought I had, and 193 people liked that. Wax Monkey says weed delivers what it promises, being stoned. Gambling lies and tells you that. So we've got that moral argument. So like, let's mark these as sort of like utilitarian, historical, capitalism, lies, etc. And then we got, this is sort of like an opposite side of the utilitarian. So that could be combined into one. Likely because so many people are extremely misled on cannabis in general, and because in gambling the house always wins. So that's sort of that moral argument, but there is an element of the historical argument of like people not knowing what is going on. We got utilitarian. One is utilitarian, dangerous addiction. The other, raid the fridge with the lads. I think that we might underestimate the amount of people with problematic relationships with marijuana, and that has, I think, I feel, has gone up since legalization in my place. Weed is actually a net neutral for society and most individuals, while gambling destroys lives. I vibe with that. Like
net neutral is a good way to put it.
Weed can be helpful in some cases. Gambling doesn't even have the capacity to be helpful. It's inherently dangerous. Are there positives to gambling? I have no idea. What positives to gambling would be? An increase in tax revenues and tourism, as well as positive impact on the local economy. Yeah, so garbage reason. Let me do something else. Let's real quick. Let's make a Google form. Just
if you can convince out-of-staters or out-of-country people to gamble, and it's cheaper for them to gamble, there's an incentive to have people come in and gamble, but not your population to gamble. That is a form of economic warfare, actually. But if you can manage to get a culture, your own culture, to see gambling as something you do to everyone else and not to your own people, that is enormous. That would be an enormous boon to an economy. But you'd also probably have a lot of degenerates who would be probably not very great. But that would be, I don't know.
So quick survey here. Do you smoke weed? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no. Just yes, no. Let's just do yes, no. Let's make it simple for myself. Do you gamble? what's more fun and what's more destructive? And we're going to take this form, gambling and weed, and we are going to ask the question. We're going to do it on Twitter because those people won't have seen that I'm doing this on Blue Sky. Can you fill out a quick survey for me on cannabis and gambling? Post. And we're going to go back to that after we read some more of these. Well, hey, all right. I know that I'm wearing a Christmas sweater and Christmas is over. But here's the situation. We're doing a new thing at Good Store. You might have heard about this. We are doing underwear.
Sorry.
An experimental product. But if you go to a Good Store and you just search for underwear, you'll find them. And there's also a link in the description. Thank you, everybody, for checking it out. Real studies showing it can harm people. And what is mostly a harmless vice? I mean, I don't know. There are real studies showing that THC can harm people. Cannabis can be a net positive. Like, cannabis can be a net positive, and it feels like gambling is never a net negative except for the people who work in the gambling industry, which increasingly isn't that many people. If you turn it into something that just happens on your phone and it's infinitely scalable and there are no like blackjack dealers, that's bad. That decreases that one advantage that you had. I feel like the frickin' phonification of it was a huge mistake. One of them is actively predatory. I mean, you know, I think that we have to be honest about the fact that putting capitalism onto weed isn't great. Putting capitalism onto beer isn't great. And then I commented on this one earlier. This is the first person I saw talk about the historical element. There's a lot of overlap between the people most harmed by the criminalization of weed and the legalization of gambling. And that's really interesting. So their harm is done by criminalization. So increased like interactions with law enforcement. Law enforcement might use a thing that is both common and criminalized to go after a population that they want to go after. I never worried in high school about getting in that much trouble for smoking weed, whereas someone who was black would and would have to worry about that much more. In general, that's a race thing. It's also a class thing. And in the same way, the systems that use gambling and lotteries and like they are about extracting money, usually not from the wealthy, you know? Usually, not always. The wealthy are like not as likely to suffer from a gambling addiction is the feeling I have. Mandy says,
The wealthy are the ones playing the system. They're also not gambling at casinos. They're gambling in the stock market, and their gambling is done by professionals that they hire, not necessarily themselves. If they're gambling to gamble, it's because they like to gamble and they have money to throw away. They're not doing it because it's a way to make money.
Are you anti-gambling at all levels and scale? No. From a bet between friends and penny ante-poker to huge conglomerates plastering ads on sporting events, if not, what's the scale at which it becomes so comfortable? Mandy, this is the hard part, and most countries are less like this than America, where we ask, well, if we're going to do it at all, we have to do it all or nothing. We can start wherever we want to start, and if there's an obvious thing, let's just do the obvious thing instead of asking exactly where the line is. So let's just say we need to stop them, like, from advertising. No more advertising. That seems bad. And then if we want to take another step, you can say no more phone gambling. Let's not let someone download an app and ruin their lives. Let's make them go to a place where there's going to be some kind of economic benefit to the town, at least, instead of all the money going to FanDuel, wherever they are. I see so many gambling ads on stuff that is watched by teenagers on YouTube, by creators who I know and like. And I'm like, how are you feeling okay about this? This is funny. One does no harm when legalized. The other destroys minds, bodies, and lives. I just don't think that's true. I think that they both do harm to some people. In my head, gambling is clearly a form of exploitation, whereas weed is an actual product. I do
technology connections
argument that is just a moral one. It's like, this feels wrong. It feels, I think that is where a lot of my opinion on this actually comes from. Of course, like, the moral argument is going to be subjective, but I am interested, now that we've given it some time, to check out how my poll went. I'm not surprised to see that far fewer of my audience gambles than smokes weed. And I'm a little bit surprised by how many people think that gambling is fun, especially considering that how many of them smoke weed. But I'm also not surprised that that is very interesting, how many people feel like gambling is more destructive. But there are some people who think that cannabis is more destructive. Like, it's there on the list. And we can sort that, and we can actually get just the people who said they don't use cannabis and they do gamble. So it's not that many people. That's not surprising. How do they feel? Like, what's more destructive, cannabis or gambling? I mean, they all say gambling. So I think that this is interesting. These are the people who gamble and don't smoke weed. And they think what's more fun? Gambling. Obviously, they all think gambling is more fun, but they all identify gambling as more destructive. So this, I know that I'm not doing real science here, but like, I'm doing a survey of a particular group of people, and the ones who don't smoke and do gamble think that gambling is more destructive. I'm actually surprised. And then the ones that do both are mixed on whether cannabis or gambling is more fun, but they mostly all think gambling is more destructive. And then there's going to be the people who do neither, and they mostly think that gambling is more destructive. Now, this is a vibe that a lot of people have, and that's valuable, but you could do the research, and like actually trying to figure out how to do the research would be hard. So I'm not comfortable in my little doc here saying, am I right about the utilitarian thing? I'm comfortable saying probably. The people who gamble and don't smoke weed say that gambling is more destructive. So that feels like a probably to me. But I'm sure that people who've done a bunch of research on this, and there are experts you could talk to who would answer this question. Because I think we might be being like informed by the historical context there of the amount of time we've spent with cannabis prohibitions and the impacts that they have had. Speaking of, am I right about historical stuff? I mean, yeah, I am. I think that a lot of harm is done by cannabis criminalization. I think that harm is done by its legalization. I just think that the harm done by criminalization was worse. And I think that it was unfair, and I think it was unjust. I'm comfortable with like a probably here, because ultimately we're not through with the experiment, and I think we should regulate it more tightly, frankly. And I think that that's really hard, because once you have an illegal market, it is hard to create a regulated market, because the illegal market will always be there to be like take over if the regulation becomes too onerous. But I think that the harms done there, especially if you compare it with alcohol or cigarettes, all those things are bad for you. And I think that the people who have a bad relationship with THC would be helped by it being harder to get it. I just don't I think that calculus is a little bit off, especially since we've seen it. You know, we saw it in the real world. And you can also make the argument that making weed illegal weakens the police, weakens our systems, because people use it and they're like, this isn't that bad. I'd rather have it be illegal than people being like, I've been told my whole life that I can't do this, and like, it's nothing. It's like a different high than cigarettes, but it's like, they're both a high, and it's way less addictive. Again, I am legitimately not pro-smoking weed. I don't think you should do it. But I'm also very not in favor of alcohol. Like, I think that we do these things not for our health, you know? Like, alcohol is, after cigarettes, probably the #1 preventable cause of cancer. And that's only one of the terrible things that alcohol does to our society. But I am actually, and of course I am, I'm most comfortable with this moral argument that Alec made and that a couple other people made. Weed delivers what it says on the tin. You know, you've smoked weed and you're gonna go get more weed to get that again. But what gambling does, it's almost like a trick that our brains play on us, that people exploit for profit. And I don't think it's the same as weed. Weed is playing a trick on your brain. It's interfering with your neurotransmitters and making you feel a way. But to promise hope and always eventually deliver destitution is what gambling does. And so I'm actually pretty comfortable saying I am right about the moral element here. And of course I feel that way, because the morality is going to be subjective. And I think there'll probably be some people who say like, no, like the sort of capitalist motivations of all these weed shops, and they want you to put stuff in your body, and they want to get you more hooked on it.
So does everyone who makes food and pop.
One of the weed shops in my town is called Cookies. And I'm like, I don't know, you should do that. You should be like weed. It should say weed. Like Cookies makes me sound like a kid should go in there and shop. I do like it though. They have great customer support. But I think we should be aware that both gambling problems and marijuana problems are hard to see. We don't always see them in the people that are even closest to us. It's hard to know exactly where we're at with these things. I think we should be honest about it. I've always been in favor of marijuana decriminalization. I'm very glad that it has begun to happen in real ways. So my question isn't like, should we make weed illegal again? It's, should I be as worried about gambling as I am? And I think ultimately, like, I am. And people are going to draw this line in different places. And they're going to say, but I like gambling. I wouldn't want it to be made illegal just because somebody has a problem when I don't. And I get that. But are you okay with saying no more advertising? Because, like, do you really like FanDuel ads? Probably not. Let's start there. Let's start with simple stuff. Let's start with making it a little bit more friction, a little bit harder to develop the kind of gambling problem that's going to become a serious financial problem, and also maybe threaten your life, because suicide is a common outcome. Criminal activity, attempted suicide, and suicide are all side effects of gambling addiction. I think some people might look at this video and say, Hank, you didn't have to do all this. The vibes were correct. But my vibes are off and off. And I also want to make it clear that I'm not entirely sure that the utilitarian argument is correct. Like it may
It's not about your vibes being on or off. It's about making sure that you are willing to hear criticism without immediately jumping to conclusions or claiming someone is unintelligent, doesn't know what they're talking about. And what Hank has talking here is actually just being genuinely, it's reflecting on his own impression of the world, and if there's any nuance that could be warranted. And this is a good thing to do for everyone in general, just to kind of check on where your world space is, what your echo chambers sound like, and if you are closing doors before realizing that you're actually closing them, that sort of thing. It's incredibly important to do this and to not immediately jump to conclusions as, frequently as you may otherwise want to. Oh, I suppose I should go hang out and doll around real quick. When's Tolbaran? 12 minutes? Do I want to do it right now? It's not really important. Oh, that's a lot of honor. I wonder if I made a mistake. So yeah, this is incredibly important for anyone who has any amount of critical thinking skills and wants to make sure that they know what they're talking about. It's good for them to do this sort of thing. Otherwise, they will start to find themselves falling to the wayside and not actually... You have to keep checking yourself. Always, 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 always. Not always, but always enough, always and often enough that it is not an... I don't know if there's really a way that you can actually know for whenever you are closed-minded, whenever you do become closed-minded on specific topics. But generally, this is super good to do on all sorts of things. There is one issue, though, that can come up, and that is allowing for bigotry and stuff to be spoken. There's also good reason to have biases and cultural opinions that are culturally decided. We have specific things that are definitely not okay. Like, one of our important rules in culture in general is just making sure that whatever we do, it is something that affects us personally and not something that will hurt other people if we do anything at all. Oh my god, we're close. No, I don't want to do... Wow, that was a little closer than I would have liked to have been. Alright, back to Stormwind then. Better get that done. When it comes to people who speak out about different things, a lot of times when you're speaking out and you're trying to get attention, you try to make sure that you are saying something that is easy to understand and very straightforward, so that people are either completely for it or completely against it. When it comes to protests and activism, you're going to find that anything that is complicated or there's more nuance to it will be difficult to find support for, an audience for. You have to really be pinpoint, accurate on certain things. Because of that, it can be a target, can fake news you, or people that will go into the nuance and then expand on it to make it seem like what you're saying is your fear-mongering or something like that. And it can also drive people away. Where was I going with that? It's such a difficult topic, the nuance that's required to actually be able to understand this sort of thing. Did I just disconnect? Huh, that was weird. Why is it doing that? Has it been doing that this entire time? Why are you not receiving enough video? Why are you dropping frames? What's going on there? Huh. I don't know what just happened there. I just dropped a ton of frames for no good reason. That's weird. I don't have any explanation for why that was happening. Apparently it just decided to do that for some reason. Okay then. checking your biases, but also knowing that your biases exist for a reason. They're not always wrong. You don't always need to be perfect. You can't be perfect. You have to be willing to be wrong at times, and you also have, but as long as you understand where that wrongness comes from, that other people will think other things, whether it's right or wrong. Okay, why? Stream health is back to normal, so I don't know what happened there. That was weird. I don't even want to touch the protests and everything that's going on with Israel, but that's the first thing that comes to mind. And there's so much nuance about it. And it's... I can't even put words on it because it's so difficult to explain. It's not just, oh, these people are dying. There's more to it than that. But it's also true. It would be appreciative if they would at least call it a genocide instead of saying all these other things to, you know, not make it such a big deal. Try to downplay everything to try to fake support, I guess. I don't know what even the point is of what Israel's process is. But when you are in a war, you commit genocide. That's just, it is. It's not just, oh, you know, there's no such thing as a good war, a safe war, a war that only affects the combatants. And to think that it could or should or would is so wrong. But if there's one thing that I think would be interesting is if Israel continued doing what they were doing, they would call it a genocide and basically say, no matter what happens, when this is over with, Netanyahu will be sent to prison. Just because he was the orchestrator of this. Maybe some of the people who was in charge of his military. But you could also argue he was the one in charge of them. If everything was said and done, he should be the sacrificial lamb for Israel because of the atrocities that they caused. Because all the people of Israel and all the combatants in Israel are going to be absolutely in rough shape once it's all done. The atrocities that are caused because of what Hamas is doing. And the adversity against Israel out there for justified reasons, if depending on your opinion of stuff like the Nakba and how Israel becoming a country in itself is in itself already complicated and another can of worms. But man, it would go to show a lot to see Israel say, this is bad. What we're doing is bad. We still feel it's necessary. We're going to feel the repercussions of this for years and generations. And for the first thing that we do, when this is all over, Netanyahu will be sent to prison. And that would be one hell of a thing for them to say. It also may give them the feeling that they can do whatever they want because everything will go on Netanyahu, but yeah, that will not happen because everyone wants to not be a sacrificial lamb. Not much of a country unless you're willing to sacrifice yourself for it, I suppose. Who's willing to do that anymore? Countries are dumb. World economy is basically already here and supposed to be humans, not Americans or Israelis. So whatever. I'm moving on.
Maybe that sort of the, you know, Coca-Cola hedonistic desire for that risk that comes along with gambling is a valuable enough service for the people who do it and also for the economies that it supports, that's worth the harm done to the people who are more set up mentally or in their sort of situation, whatever it is, or just like get unlucky, who end up developing a problem with gambling. And where that line falls on the like, we got to allow it for most people, even though it harms some people, or we have to regulate it for all people because it harms most people, where that line falls is a bit of a mystery, but like it is always going to be to some extent based on vibes. And I think that because there's this moral element for me where it's like, this is just shitty. Like, to take hope and weaponize it for exploitation of people and to make their lives a little bit more hopeless, or a lot more hopeless, is awful. Like, that industry grosses me out. So I feel like because I have this moral reaction to it, my vibes around both the historical and utilitarian vibes are going to be less trustable. And a thing that I've been thinking so much about as we sort of head into this new world that we all have to exist in is I really want to have some kind of pretty strong allegiance to the truth. And so I want to challenge myself to examine if it seems like something's a little weird. Like, why do I want to control people's ability to gamble but not their ability to smoke weed, when both of those things do sometimes have bad outcomes on people? I want to challenge that. I want to take the time to think about it. And I also wanted to model it in real time for folks. And so that's what I did. And now the video's over.
There's something deeply wrong with the way we put tasks.
Wow. That is one heck of a video. The idea of the habit of posting hot takes online is neurologically similar to a gambling habit has, well, that's a really, really, really good thing. Part of the reason I don't even like the idea of posting stuff on YouTube or Insta, social media in general, is because I feel like a lot of the time I want to use it as a form of therapy or trauma dumping on people, and that the only things that I would actually find valuable for myself to put on any sort of social media would be to trauma dump. That's not good. And I also feel like it's not valuable for anyone to do that kind of thing. Accessibility maybe as a talking point. If you were to take away casinos from tribes, the federal government would have to resolve reparations for tribes and allow new ways for validating tribal sovereignty, both legally and economically. Yeah, that is very complicated. At the same time, states decide whether or not they have gambling, however they handle it, and within those states, Native American reservations, Indian reservations, are also regulates things their own way. They're kind of like small countries, small states within the states. Pretty rare that anyone smokes weed to the point they lose their life savings and their kids' college fund in one bad month. Yeah, the conversation needs to start to progress from we need to make weed not feel dangerous, so it has to be the perfect wonder drug, which is kind of an opinion that a lot of people have. We need to now move it to a weed is a drug, and drugs have side effects, and also some people just interact with different chemicals differently, and it's not necessarily perfect, does everything like it can. That's snake oil. And weed is something that some people find benefit from in different ways than other people find benefit. But that's not the case for everyone. And to call it that is disingenuous. But that being said, the willingness to criminalize it was entirely based on a scheme to demonize a specific part of the population. And as long as we can realize that, that will help. Also, the expenditure that's put towards actually criminalizing individuals who do smoke or have weed is far, far too much, and that time and money should be better spent doing all sorts of other things. What do we have? It's called the Link here in South Dakota, in Sioux Falls, that we have a place, sobering chairs, where people who are drunk to the point of not being able to handle themselves, rather than just putting them in a jail cell for police to handle, we have a place designed specifically for individuals to sober up safely and in a controlled environment that is not harmful to anyone, provided the person that goes there is not themselves a danger. And it has been a massive, massive godsend for police officers. The biggest thing that we have to find now is that we are not forcing people into this cultural identity of feeling like they have to drink or do whatever to survive. Because right now we also have an issue where, like, some people need to smoke to get the nicotine high to do anything. People need to drink so that they can chill out after a day of working their ass off. They need to drink to hang out with people because they're so uncomfortable in social environments that they need something to make them chill out, to be able to interact with people. The feeling is good. There's all these different reasons that we need to not incentivize when it comes to alcohol, and same goes for about any other substance, but this is the most culturally significant one, at least in Western culture and majority of other cultures, I imagine. But the Link has been a great place to actually offload the work that would have otherwise gone to police officers towards a place that's purpose-built, rather than in the past, people just insist on ignoring these issues entirely than doing anything better about it. Good job, everyone. We won. That was definitely worth the time. So yeah, that's just frustrating thing about working on the cultural significance of the world and what's good or bad about it, and also convincing people of that being good or bad. Were those even words that matter when said out loud? Oh. It gives me higher intellect. That's better overall. How much does this give? 200. How much that do I have right now? Full Brad commendations? 96. Okay. Well, I'm done doing this stuff. Yeah. Biggest thing, the importance of challenging biases, all biases, and at the same time understanding why your biases exist and why they can be good and or bad, or realizing that your biases will make you think things and do things that you otherwise wouldn't think about had you not already thought about it. Yeah, okay, well, that's enough of that. I'm gonna pop off for a bit. Probably switch to Helldivers Daily, and then I'll do something else. I don't know. All right. Bye-bye.